welcome back to the Cool Dad. Finally got a sunny day here in central New York State, so I can get out and play with this now. If you hear any background noise, I apologize. The county has decided to do some road work, and well, I can't blame them because it's a nice day after we've had like a week of rain, so I get it. But we got to work together on this. So, welcome back to Jade, my 1994 Suzuki Carry. When I got her, she had, and I'll throw some photos and stuff in here for you guys so you can see you can get some up-close stuff as well. She had an extra battery installed in the back here. I am planning to actually expand that to 3 12-volt batteries in, parallel. No. Yes, parallel. Sorry. I get the two confused. I won't deny that. So basically it's going to be 12 volts and then just upping the storage capacity with 3 batteries. That is my long-term goal. I have some of the stuff I need to do that, so that may be coming up sooner than later, but the interesting part is when he installed this, the previous owner, he also installed an isolator switch on the side here, and again, I'll have pictures of all this in there for you guys. And so I can flip that on, charge it when I'm driving off the alternator, but I don't want to always have to depend on that. So, me being intrigued by the concept of solar power, went on to Walmart.com and found the Low Home 200 watt solar panel kit. That's what it's advertised as. I'll throw some pictures up here for you guys as well so you can see the screenshots from that. I did a whole unboxing video yesterday, but I discovered that my microphones are crap. Apparently they were damaged in all the traveling I've done. It is what it is, so we're just going to move on. I'm going to do it today. In the package, we get a charge controller, a little LCD screen, 3 buttons, and it's got 3 hookups here. The first 2 hookups on here are for the incoming from solar. The middle 2 go out to the battery for charging, and the third pair are for a load if you want to put a load on them. Let me see if I can, yeah, I'll get a better close-up of that later. Once I get things coming together here, I'll give you guys a better shot of that. Also, a USB with various charging pigtails on it. We've got a couple different barrels. We've got a mini USB, a Type-C, and a micro USB on here. We'll come back to that in a minute. We also got a barrel to battery clamp with very small wire, and a barrel to 12 volt, also with very small wire. I'll come back to those shortly. Also included 4 suction cups, and you'll see why in a second here. Now this is not a bifacial panel. However, as it was sitting here in the sun with the back facing up, the light on the back unit here was on, showing it was actually making power, or trying to. This is it. Yes, this is it. About 12 inches by 12 inches, give or take. I'm going to set her back down, face down, even though it's still going through the back. I'm okay with that. So what we're going to do is we're going to get this set up, hooked up to our battery. I've got my multimeter out. We're going to do a little testing and see what we're getting out. Now, this is Central New York State, and it is August 22nd, I think. Yeah, it's end of August, so factor that in. I have looked it up as far as solar panels in this area. The average for, if you're going to do a fixed angle for year-round, they recommend 32 degrees. I'm planning on leaving this flat in the bed of the truck. Well, this one probably not, but it'll probably fly all over if I do. But that's kind of the goal. So I know I'm losing efficiency there for all of the solar aficionados that might be watching. I'm aware of what I'm not doing properly to get the best efficiency, and I'm okay with that because this is not intended to be a super high efficiency thing. This is intended to just be a fun project, and B, let's see if this is worth $26, because that's what I paid for it. Everything you saw, $26. I've seen similar numbers on setups in other places, Amazon, Home Depot, no Harbor Freight running 150 plus. So if at $26 this works as advertised, I think it's a good deal. Whew. Getting assaulted by the trees here. So give me just a minute. I'm going to get you all rearranged so you can watch what we do, and we'll get back to it. Okay, just in case I did not put any nice pictures in, this is the isolator that allows me to charge or not off of the alternator. The other advantage to this is if for some reason I leave my lights on or something, and this is charged up, I can flip this and start the truck if I have a dead battery. Saves me waiting for a jump start. This is the battery that was installed here. It does have a fused setup, so it is done appropriately. And there she is. This is just a Die-Hard Gold in here. I believe it's a marine. Yeah, Die-Hard Gold marine battery. There are some electronics built into the top that aren't really there. The 12 volt outlet does work. I have tried that. Both of these work as well. So this is what I'm starting with. So give me a minute. We're going to get you rearranged. I'm going to get started working on this. Okay, now one of the early complaints I've had about the system is that in order to hook up to this, put my sunglasses back on, in order to hook up to this, they say you have to cut apart these cables. Okay, fine, I can work with that. So, we're going to start with that. Actually, somewhere here, I know I got my phone here. Let me... There we go. Put it on silent. And yes, that was the Star Trek communicator beep. So, while we're sitting here in the sun, why waste it? I'm going to plug in. Now these outputs, the two USB outputs are 5 volt. It does not give a number for the C, but I'm assuming it's also 5 volt. The barrel on here is 18 volts. So, let's flip this bad boy over into the sun. And my Type C. Hang on, I hit the button and started my assistant there. Okay, and we are charging. I mean, I'm already at 99% on my phone. But we're charging. It doesn't specify how. It's not the usual quick charge I get from my 120 watt charger that's inside plugged into the wall, but it's charging. So we'll take that as a win right now. Okay. Let's get to our charge controller here. Where did that? One of these pockets. Oh, there they are. So I've got my wire tools here. And I'm going to start with the one that connects to the battery. And I am just going to leave a little bit on that. Take that right off. There we go. No, this does not. Oh, there we go. Okay, so which one has the white on? Now, I will say that the red jumper does have a white dotted stripe on the cable. So let me see if you guys, I don't know if it'll focus or not, but there is a white stripe on there. So, this is 18, 20, 18. I can't just guesstimate wire gauges, I admit it, but this is 18. And there we go. So I got these twisted. I'm going to go grab a screwdriver and be right back, and we will start getting this put together. Okay, and I'm back. So I thought I had a screwdriver here that would work. Does not. Got my precision screwdrivers. I picked this up last year off of Amazon. I think it was maybe 20 bucks. Totally worth it. I originally got this to work with some of my vaping gear that I was working on, but it just comes in handy for so many things. So let's get going on this. I need a semi-blunt but skinny Phillips head for this. Perfect. That I can actually guesstimate fairly well. And the neat thing about this, it is extendable. I keep it at the minimum though for the most part because I don't really need all the extension. It does also come with a extra extension, which is kind of handy sometimes when you got to get deep in somewhere. That's what she said. Anyway, okay, so let me undo these. See if that should be enough to get in there. So positive is the red, is the one with the white stripe on it, so that's going to go here. It's a little bit longer than I needed, so I'm going to just kind of bend the tip over, give it a little extra to bite on there, and tighten that bad boy back up. There we go, nice and tight. Now this one, oops. Pull the strand off. Also just a tad on the long side. I would rather overestimate what I need than underestimate because it's easier to fold it over than it is to try and restrip it in my opinion. If you prefer to restrip, that's your choice. I don't judge. Okay, now okay, so I am connected. There we go. Pull this apart a bit so I got some space to work here. Positive, negative. 12.4 volts, showing a nice full battery. No solar coming in yet. So, now I'm going to take my other one. Let me undo the twist tie first. Now, from what I was reading, there are options to buy extra things like if you want to connect multiple panels together, you can actually buy little kits for that. Honestly, in the long run, I'm intending on going some larger size panels. Anyway, this was just kind of a, to me, it was like, hey, for 25 bucks or 26 bucks, let's check it out and see how it is. And if it gets me by for the time being, cool. Because I am watching my budget right now because unfortunately, having just returned from being overseas working, still waiting to start work over here. Should be in the next couple weeks though. But I'll still be making good content for you guys because that's what I do. Okay, so I'm assuming this also has one with a stripe on it. This is also the positive for this. So we're going to go with that assumption. We're going to loosen the screws on our solar input side. And there's the stripe. Okay, so that's going to positive. Screwdriver rolled away. Go. And this is showing 12.4 volts on my battery. So that's should be pretty close. Okay. So now we are connected. I'm going to take off my USB. My phone's at 100% now anyway. Get this more in the sun here. Let me plug in my barrel connector. Find a way to set this. Okay, so we are now charging our battery. Let's see what we got here. Nope, I'm not using the power. This end one is a power switch. Whew. I'm going to have to work my way through this. Okay, so it's currently charging at 14.4 volts. I'm going to have to do the anti-man thing and get the instruction manual and read up on the settings on that. So it's going to be a few minutes for me. For you guys, it'll be just like this. Okay, so after reading the booklet, realized there was not a damn thing in there I needed. So went to the little pamphlet, got it set to the proper style battery, and yeah, she's charged. It looks like we are 3 out of 5 bars. So that would be about 60% full battery and charging. And while I had it sitting here, I actually put the USB into the solar charge controller here and plugged into my power bank, which is already at 100%, but does show as connected to a charge source. So she works. How good is it going to work? Who knows? Good enough to keep this battery topped off so that I can use it if I end up in a spot where I need some more power because my battery died. I think so. So I'm just going to shuffle this around a little bit to get more sunlight on it. There we go. So a couple things I want to mention. If you are setting up something like this, always connect the battery side or load side of your charge controller first. Then connect the solar panel side. I wonder, is this got a... Oh yeah. Satisfying time. Ooh. Sorry, I needed to do that. Sorry, my vape was in the way there. And yes, I vape. 27 years of 3 to 4 packs a day, it's what got me off of those, so I'm okay with that. But yeah, so far it looks good. Is it worth $26? I think so. I'm not going to definitively decide that at this point. I'm going to give it some time and take a look at it. We'll revisit this down the road, I'm sure. Where am I going to put the solar panel? I'd like to put it flat in the truck bed here. Will that work? I don't know. It comes with the suction cups, but I don't think the suction cups are going to hold to the truck bed as well as I might like. But we'll see. I'll play around with that in a little while and we'll see what I can figure out. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else. Oop, I don't need the load on right now. There we go. Turn off the load, so that's power source not being powered. And yeah, we're set up. Ideally, these would move. I'm going to move these to the inside, and yeah, we'll go from there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to unplug this. I can take these off. Now what I can do, I'm going to find a way to stick these inside here. Because if I want to leave this on here for an extended period, I don't want that just sitting on the outside exposed to the elements. Where am I? There we go. Untangle here. Okay. Now, bring this out the back. And yes, this will get, the new box will be coming soon. Okay, now I got nothing. Oh, ooh, well, follow the directions and I just fried the panel on the circuit board. That's brilliant. So, doing this as a direct connection apparently is not a good idea. Let's see what we got here. We'll see if I can bring her back still. Or if I just wasted 25 bucks. 26. Got a little smoky. Worst it's going to do is catch on fire and y'all see it with me. Well, there's no light, but it's reading the solar panel. It's not warm. Huh. Okay, so a direct hookup into the battery is apparently not the thing to do with this setup. Good to know. Not thrilled about leaving it out like this, but I've got some ideas. I might work on that later. We'll see. Let me see what we got here. So we are just charging away, apparently. That's interesting. Well, some people might cut that out. I'm not going to. Why? Why should I? Because, let's be honest, it's part of the process. That does strike me as odd. But we'll figure it out. Anyway, I'm going to let this sit. We're going to come back up top and wrap it up. And, yeah, we'll be all set. Okay, real quick before I wrap this up, I totally forgot I brought my multimeter out. I was trying to figure out how to set this up so I could film what I was doing and you could see everything, and it just didn't work. So I put my meter on the output, the barrel port output on the solar panel. I am getting 18 volts DC out of that. I metered it at the input lugs on the charge controller, and I am getting 18 volts when the battery's not connected, 12.7 when it is. So I don't know if that's normal or not. I'm in a realm I'm not sure of. What my concern is, I'm not reading any amps going into it. So whether I'm just not figuring it out right, or, and I did do a console on that, so I'm pretty sure I got it right. But for whatever reason, it's not reading any amps going into it. So I checked that at the solar input, I checked it at the battery output, the load output, and at the battery itself. So is it worth $26? I don't know. I'll be honest with you, I really don't know at this point. I'll give it a couple weeks and see what happens, and I'll get back to you on that. But definitely going to be looking into something a little bit better. That's for sure. Anyway, give me a minute to put this back together, and then I will wrap this up and be on out of here. Okay, so we got the solar panel started working, and when I went to do a direct connect to the battery, it didn't seem to like that for some reason. I may have to do some digging on that, but for right now it appears to be working properly again. We'll see. I will definitely do an update on this in a couple of weeks, let you all know where it's at, anything I've discovered. It is not going inside of the truck, that much I can guarantee you, because if it does catch on fire, I'd rather have it be in the bed of the truck, where it's less likely to damage anything. And yes, to reiterate, when you're hooking up solar panel chargers, battery to charge controller first, then solar panel to charge controller. Always do it that way. That is, I don't know where it comes from, I'll be honest with you, just everybody says to do it that way. All the instructions say, everybody I've watched on YouTube has said it that way as well. So that's how we do it. Trying to think. The panel hookup at the back does not appear to be weatherproof by any stretch of the imagination. So I've been rethinking to leaving it in the bed of the truck. I'm not really fond of that. As much as I like the idea, I'm not fond of it, but I don't want to put it inside the truck either. So we'll figure that out. I also don't like having the battery hooked up on the outside. I'd rather have that out of the weather as well. It's central New York State. It can get crazy here in the wintertime. Hell, in the fall time. We just had a week of rain. It's August. Yes, the extra battery is isolated from the main system with a full-on RV style switch. I am leaving that off for the time being, so it is isolated from the system, just so I don't risk damaging the truck. Jade. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I got to cover with that. I think that covers most of it. So that's the Lohome 100-watt solar panel for 26 bucks from Walmart.com. I paid for this myself. This is not sponsored in any way, shape, or form. If I ever do have a video that's sponsored, I will let you guys know who sponsored it and what's going on. I'm giving you my honest experience and opinions on this, so if it's something you're interested in, you got the 411 on it, or the information if you don't know 411. I don't know if that's outside the states or not. I know 811 isn't. I'm in the country, we call 811. Anyway, sorry, bad joke. But I think that covers it for today. These aren't scripted, so I'm running off the top of my head. On that note, though, do me a favor, if you like what you see, or if you're just entertained by it, or you actually learn something, like this video, comment on it, subscribe to the channel. There will be, in the next week or so, I am going to get some more content together for my other channel, the Epicurean Expeditionist. We'll be doing some cooking. That's a scheduling thing right now because I don't have my own kitchen to work in, so that's where we're at. Anyway, be nice to one another, be kind to the world. I love y'all, and I'll catch you next time. Bonus footage time. So, I was digging around, ran across this old LED flasher light I've got. I am going to plug it into the 12 volt output on my spare battery here. And as you can see, it works. Now, here comes the fun bit. I am going to disconnect my solar panel first. Then I'm going to attempt to connect this. Well, I'm trying to, I have very short wires here. So I've got this connected to the 12 volt socket for the light. Now, not connected to any battery, I'm just plugging it back into the solar panel. And yeah, so we are outputting our 12 volts. I am showing nothing on the charge controller though. So, are we outputting the power? Yes. Actually, you know what? Let me do this for you guys. I'm going to come around behind the camera. And, sorry, it's on a tripod, so. So we're going through the charge controller straight to here. And as you can see, the light's still working. It might look a little crazy on the, well, working, not working well, let me put it that way. It's flashing. So in an emergency, it would do. Not perfect. There we go. Okay. There we are. Hold on a second. There we go. There we are. Okay. So now we're hooked back up regular. I'm not on camera. There we go. I'm not on camera, so now I'm going to plug this back in here. And back to normal again. So, will it work in an emergency? Yes. Would I stake my life on it? No. That's my honest opinion. Is it cool for charging an extra battery like that? Yeah. Charging your phone if you're camping? Yeah. Doesn't charge very quickly though, I'll be honest with you. My phone was at 99%. It sat on that charger for about 15 minutes and didn't go anywhere. But it read as charging, but it didn't change. It stayed at 99%. So take that with a grain of salt. And I've got a Redmi Note 13 Plus Pro 5G or something like that. Great phone, good camera. But anyway, that'll wrap it up for this. On to the next project.